back in the distant past, just over 2 years ago, right near when I started this channel during COVID lockdown, I did the Titanic menu, and part of that involved making something known as potato Anna. And so I'm going to make a potato Anna again. I'm going to do it well, I wouldn't say slightly differently. I'm going to do it the same way, so essentially. But I'm actually going to use a cookie cutter, a little round one, and a mandolin. I'm not going to bother peeling the spuds. Got some baking potatoes here, because I'm essentially going to cut the discs out. When I made this before, I just used the slices and they were a bit uneven, and because of how we present it and cook it, I thought, I know what I'll do, I'll use a cookie cutter. So I'm going to do it without bothering with that. So I've got my mandolin here set for slicing, and I'm just now going to create some slices, nice and thin, and you're going to need a pan. You're going to need a pan to cook them in, firstly on the hob, but it needs to be one that we can transfer to the oven. And you're going to need some melted butter. So, better remember to switch to that thing in a minute, I'll take the fingers off. So, you're going to need quite a lot of slices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cookie cutter to press out some nice little neat circles. Now, you are technically wasting a lot of potato here, but you could always fry them up. Might do that, to make some sort of like thick crisps rather than fry them all the way. But if you remember, back when we made these before, we essentially create a little circle of overlapping potato, and we sort of build up a little mini tower with it. So at the moment I've only sliced up 2 of the potatoes. We'll see how we get on. Depending on how many people you're going to make this for, you might need, I can almost get 2 out of that one. You might need the 3rd one, but we'll see how we get on. So like I say, you need some melted butter. Now I previously melted that simply by putting that on top of that sous vide, and it was getting a bit cool, so I'll put that back on there. So I'm just going to carry on cutting these nice little perfect circles out. Right, I've cut my circles. I still don't know whether I need that 3rd potato or not, but now what I'm going to do first off is I'm just going to brush some of that melted butter over the surface, and then we're going to create some little circles of potato. So I've got about 5 there, and then I just want to brush them lightly with some butter. Give them a little dusting of salt and pepper, and then we go around, and I know you can't really see this very well, creating another little ring of potatoes. Okay, and again we take our melted butter and we just make sure, I might put another one on there. And we want to build up about 3 or 4 layers. I think I might only get away with 3, to be honest. I'm looking at it, I think I'm going to be alright for the amount of potatoes I've got here. So another final dusting, and they're being a bit of a pain in the arse moving. To get me tweezers, actually, my kitchen tweezers, forceps, to adjust them. I think we'll stick a layer of 3 Okay, so I'm just going to give that another dusting of salt and pepper, and I'm now just going to create more towers so that everybody gets at least one potato Anna. So there you go. I did need a little bit more potato. I didn't bother cutting the other one up, so I've just got one that's a little bit smaller, but the wife will probably say, oh, I can't eat all that potato and that butter. So I haven't bothered doing the other one. If I was doing it for guests, I think I definitely would have done more, possibly even 2 more potatoes. Let's try this stout again. I'm just going to set that to one side. Okay, have a little bit of clean up, and then we will cook it. And like I say, we cook it initially on the hob, and then it'll be going in the oven. So we need to put our oven on about 200 odd. Is it 200 odd? 230-ish. We're going to cook this for about 10 minutes, and we want a nice crispy bottom. Who don't like a nice crispy bottom? Now, this is to accompany this and everything else. That's got about 25 minutes to go, but once we've given it a nice crispy bottom for about 10 minutes, it's going to go in the oven for about 15. Given how thin I've cut these, and given when my oven's like, might not be quite that long, but that don't matter, we'll just keep that warm while that does that. So, essentially, that is exactly the same as I did before. It's just I sort of cut it a bit differently. So that's had 10 minutes. Just notice there's one. Oh, I think I'll leave that. One of the bigger poles has slipped apart a little bit, but I think we'll leave that alone. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it. You'll notice I've covered my knob. One needs to protect one's knob. Because like I said, my oven, I'm heating it using the grill function, and I'm not sure whether my knob can cope with that. So that's going to go in, and we're going to cook that for about 15 minutes, but I'll keep my eye on it. I mean, it is protecting it because it's got the lid on it. If it was no lid on it, it might take 5 minutes. Is take that out for a second and remove the lid. And they have started to crispen up in there. And so now I'm just going to put that back. Now, if you were doing normally, this is where you'd put your grill on and grill it. No, we don't broil in this country, thank you very much, Americans. So now I'm just going to put it on there, but a couple of minutes, although in my oven I might have to keep my eye on it, and we want to get it crispy on top. So it's nice crispy bottoms, I can see that, it's starting to crispen, just want to finish the top off. And then we'll remove it, put the lid back on, and we'll just leave it to one side. First thing is, we've got our potato Anna, and like I say, whoops, a couple of them have been a little bit naughty and collapsed a little bit. Oh, that one's nice and crispy. Well, not crispy. I won't give this one a bit of that's my potato Anna.